It puts the caffeine in the bloodstream. It does whatever it's told. I'm the boss when Mrs. Squidley's not around. I'm doing this in my kitchen, so there may be a little bit of an echo. Sorry about that. I'm going to be taste testing and rank ordering 4 instant coffees and 1 that's in a bag. I should probably disclose a couple of things here. One is when I'm on trail and having coffee or really anything else, convenience for me is the key. I want things that are convenient. I want them to be fast. I don't want a lot of trouble with making something, whether that's my meal or coffee. The second thing is I'm not a coffee snob. Now, that's not to say that there's anything wrong with people who are coffee snobs. I don't mean that to be mean or ugly. I just don't consider myself one. I've been drinking bad coffee for so long that I'm not even sure I could discern good coffee from bad. Having said that, I'm going to be rank ordering these coffees in the order that I think they're the best and the order that I prefer. And I'm starting off this morning with a little bit of coffee from the house to cleanse my palate. One more full disclosure before I really get started here. I've had all of these coffees on trail before, except one, the Folgers Instant. So I've had some experience with 80% of this. One more and hopefully one final full disclosure. I don't carry a ceramic mug with me on trail. I carry my titanium cook pot, and this is what I drink my coffee from. So what I decided was I'm going to use the titanium cook pot to make the coffee in, because I started to just pull a mug off, but I thought, I don't know what size I would use. So I thought, well, why don't I just use the titanium cook pot that I take with me anyway, and then I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to be trying these in no particular order, so I'm starting with the Nescafe Taster's Choice. It does not come out in a fine powder, it comes out chunky. That's weird, I never noticed that. It almost smells like mixed nuts. All right, in a weird way, that doesn't even really taste like coffee, it tastes like brown water. I think I have forgotten how bad that one is. All other things being equal, I will never have that one again. Okay, Taster's Choice, you're in first place for right now. Enjoy it while it lasts. Next will be the Folgers Coffee Single in the bag. You've probably seen these before, where it's coffee basically in kind of a tea bag, and it even says on here that the color develops before it's fully brewed. That is my experience with it. Of all of these, this is probably the one that I've taken backpacking the most over the years. I almost decided not to include this one, but it just seemed like I have had so much experience with it that I needed to include it. Before I drink it, I usually take this out, lay it on a rock, and let it drain a little bit before I put it in my trash bag. So, but I don't have anywhere to put it right now, so I'm just going to leave it in here while I do a quick taste test. It is a little bit bitter. It's not what I would call good coffee, but again, I'm not a coffee snob, and I've never really been concerned about how good the coffee is necessarily, as long as it's not bitter and horrible that I don't want to drink it. And also with the added weight of having to pack this out, yeah, I'll probably never do much of this again. So for right now, the Folgers moves ahead of the Taster's Choice. Given these two, I would take that one every time and just take the weight penalty, because the Taster's Choice, not good. Now the Starbucks Via Italian Roast. These are labeled as dark, full-bodied, and bold. I usually get the Pikes Peak, is that right? But these were given to me, and I haven't had Pikes Peak in a while, so I'll try an Italian Roast. The Starbucks goes in as a really fine powder, and it smells like coffee. It has that good coffee smell. Yeah. It's strong, like Starbucks is. That's kind of what they do. But you could take one of these, and if you don't like it that strong, just add one. What I'm doing is filling them half full and adding one of the Instants. And with this one, I would probably have one and then fill it up. With some of the others, I would probably fill it up and have two. But with the Starbucks, I just don't think that's necessary. But the flavor of it is, of course, better than anything I've got going on here. And it is really strong. So, like I said, I would fill it all the way up. But this is a keeper. This is one I would definitely go with. The Starbucks Via Italian Roast now moves over into first place. Let's see if it stays there. Now the Folgers Instant. This is the classic roast, and I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't feel like there's a whole lot in here compared to the other little instant packages. Again, this one is not a fine powder. All right, let's see where we go with the Folgers Coffee Crystals. Oh, a little bit bitter. It definitely has the flavor of instant coffee, but I am pleasantly surprised at how good that is. That's really not bad. And of course, I'm sure there are people out there listening to it saying, yeah, you're definitely not a coffee snob if you think that's good, but it is what it is. So the Folgers Instant now moves into second place. All right, let's see how this plays out. One more to go. The last one is one that I have recently been regarding as a favorite. I won't let that opinion cloud my judgment on this. It's the Cafe Bustelo Instant. All right, it goes in as something closer to a powder, not as chunky as the Folgers or the Nescafe, and not quite as fine as the Via Instant. Trying not to let you cloud my judgment, because I've been calling you one of my favorites. Let's just see. Yeah. The thing about the Cafe Bustelo is it's not too strong, and of course that's a personal preference. Some people really like strong coffee. To me, it doesn't have that bitter, cheap coffee flavor that some do, which is why, again, I've regarded it as one of my favorites for a pretty long time. Yeah, that to me, that just tastes like coffee out in the woods. So, moving the Taster's Choice down, the Folgers single coffee bag, the Folgers single, and the Starbucks Via, which I know is going to be blasphemy to somebody out there, and I'm going to move the Cafe Bustelo into first place. All right, so what does the rank order really mean? Does it really even matter? Would I drink any of these if I had them? Well, yeah, I would. But which ones would I actually want to take with me and say, okay, that's going to be my coffee on this trip, and that's what I'll enjoy in the mornings? Let me just start off by saying that on this end, these are things that I would drink them if I had to, if it's all I had, but I'm not going to go out of my way to take it. The Taster's Choice, no. That's a big no on this. This one was $1.10 for 6 packets. That is $1.10 that I will never get back, and I'm done with the Folgers singles bags. I have done these for so long that yes, I would do this, but I no longer like the weight penalty. The taste of the coffee is okay, but I just don't think I'm going to be taking these anymore because of the weight of them after I've used them and the fact that there's so much more to pack out. Which leaves us with the final 3. These are definitely going upstairs in my gear closet. I have a box that I keep all my backpacking food stuff that I have kind of on the ready. These are going together and will be what I pick from when I get ready to pack my food for a trip. The Folgers I would definitely take, which almost sounds weird because I did not have a high expectation for that Folgers. In fact, I thought it would be down here. It actually was pretty good. The Starbucks Via. Starbucks has a reputation for being much more expensive, and it is. The difference is that with the Folgers, I have to use 2 packets in order to make 1 big cup of coffee. And the same thing with the Cafe Bustelo. With the Starbucks, I only have to use 1, which cuts the price basically in half, but it's still more expensive. And finally, the Cafe Bustelo. To me, that is a good cup of coffee. And if you're a coffee snob listening to this and you're laughing, that's fine. That's your prerogative and your opinion, and that's fine. Do me a favor. In the comments, tell me your favorite coffees that you take on trail. Are they instant? Are they something else? Let's have a conversation about what you do with coffee. And on the way out, don't forget to hit like and subscribe.